What is up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new to my channel, welcome to my channel. My name is Toni.Bryannetv, and in today's video we will be discussing the series Toddlers and Tiaras. This video was wildly requested, and I guess I can see why, because the show definitely has some problematic tendencies, but I want to do a deep dive on Toddlers and Tiaras and the very problematic attributes of the series. Now, before we get into this video, I'd like to thank the sponsor of today's video, and that's Organics Nature. Organics Nature has a multitude of products that strongly boost your health. The product I have is the Irish Sea Moss Dietary Supplement, and I've been using this every day to really help with digestion. I tend to struggle with a lot of cramps after eating, and I kid you guys not, ever since taking this, I never deal with that at all. Now, it's not just digestion health that these dietary supplements help with, it also helps with your thyroid, joints, immunity, energy, and digestion, like I stated previously. And it's also gluten-free for my gluten-free baddies. 2 a day keeps the indigestion away. It has really been helping. This is not the only product that Organics Nature has. They have fat burner supplements, collagen peptides, and even sea moss gel. So with Black Friday coming up, guys, you know I have to snag out with the best deals out there. Organics Nature is running their biggest Black Friday sale ever coming up this week. This can really help with you guys getting started with your New Year's resolutions. We can always start a little bit earlier, and we can start with getting better health, getting some more energy, and getting our weight under control. Organics Nature will also be dropping their limited edition sea moss gummies. The sale will be going live starting today, Black Friday, so make sure you go and get yourself some sea moss gummies and even a family member if it's a nice Christmas gift for them. For more details, click the link in the description box, and thank you so much, Organics Nature, for sponsoring this segment of the video. So Toddlers and Tiaras first aired in the beginning of 2009, January 27th to be specific, and ended later in 2013. They brought it back a few years later with a spin-off series that had to do with 2 pageant teachers competing against one another, and that only lasted a season, and then it completely ended November 2016. So I was an avid watcher of Toddlers and Tiaras, and that's probably because I was a toddler my darn self. When Toddlers and Tiaras first came out, I just turned 8. I actually wanted to be on the show. I wanted to be in pageants. I didn't look at it as problematic as I do as an adult. However, during that time, many adults had problems with the series and thought it was a bit crude, including my mother, who thought that the show was absolutely ridiculous. However, in my 8-year-old brain, I thought my mom was just being a hater because I thought they were real cute. So Toddlers and Tiaras has a total of 120 episodes. That's a bit concerning because each episode broadcasted about 2 to 3 girls, meaning that they showed hundreds and possibly thousands of girls on the show. All of these girls were susceptible to sexual exploitation, bullying, and harassment. Of those young girls displayed on the show, they did have a few breakout stars, including Honey Boo Boo. Honey Boo Boo, whose real name is Alana Thompson, is now 17 years old and dating someone that is way older than her. At just 16, she was dating a man in his 20s and is allegedly pregnant by him right now. Now, it can be argued a lot of the negative attributes within Honey Boo Boo's life is due to the series and the rise to fame that happened to her and her family, and her mom even losing custody of her and Alana living with her older sister. But we can't completely confirm that's the case. It could play a role. I don't want to make any assumptions. But like I said, Honey Boo Boo, along with several other girls like Eden Woods, were on this series, and I'm going to break down my personal reasons why I find this show to be extremely problematic. So without further ado, let's get straight into this video. So let's start off with sexual exploitation. The young ladies that were on the show were as young as 2 years old, and they were competing in pageants. I personally don't believe there's anything wrong with competing in pageants, but when it comes to glitz pageants, which this show mainly documented, that's when I find it to be problematic. One mother had her 3-year-old daughter dress up as Julia Roberts in her role in Pretty Women, which was a prostitute. The infamous outfit you can see adults wearing for Halloween, not 3-year-olds wearing for a competition.
Here comes Pretty Woman, Paisley!
They dressed Paisley up like Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman as a prostitute, and I would never, ever do that to my little girl.
Her mom strongly begged to differ because she felt that Julia Roberts was a classy woman. But the role that Julia Roberts was playing in the movie, though I have absolutely nothing against sex workers, was nothing that a 3-year-old should be dressed up as. Another episode was when a mom had her daughter dressed up as a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. As we all know, the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders are seen as sexy, hot, and adults. A 3 or 4-year-old should not be dressed as a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader. And might I add, all these young girls had a full beat face, and we'll get into that a little bit later. Another example was when a mother had her toddler dressed on stage with fake breasts. Yes, you heard me right. Fake breasts. Not only did the mother put fake breasts on her daughter, she also put an extra cushion to make her butt look bigger. This is a 4-year-old we're talking about. A judge in a child custody battle actually made this mother stop having her daughter in pageants because of this. The young girl, whose name was Maddie, her mother, Lindsay Jackson, was going through an intense custody battle where Maddie's father, Bill, said that Lindsay was exploiting her daughter on the show. During the custody battle, a psychologist sided with the father and agreed that she needed to be taken out of pageants while the case was ongoing. And if you're curious who the little girl was supposed to be dressed as, it was none other than Dolly Parton, who once again is an adult. And whether you like Dolly Parton or not, the mother could have found a way to tone down the costume where she was not sexually exploiting her child. The dance moves and some of these numbers that these young girls were doing was just too much tooting and booting of the butt. Many viewers of the show were just very uncomfortable watching young girls dancing suggestively, wearing sexually explicit costumes, and their parents just sitting there watching and cheering them on. And this gets into my next point. The intense beauty standards of the series. Whether you want to consider it sexual exploitation or unrealistic beauty standards, they kind of go hand in hand in this scenario. These young girls had to abide by these intense beauty standards before they could even start kindergarten. From makeup, to waxes, to fake teeth, to acrylic nails, to spray tans. There is no reason why a little girl has to go through that much pressure just to win a pageant. Honestly, it just shows that in order to be a winner in life, you have to look a certain way. These mothers instilled very harsh, volatile, and damaging beauty standards on their children. There was one episode where a young girl said she wanted to be the skin color of Beyonce. Her mother said that her daughter only walked around with brown dolls, she loved brown people, and I thought that was a beautiful thing. However, the little girl said she wanted to be the skin color of Beyonce, like I said, and her mother made sure to make that happen by giving her daughter a lot of spray tans.
There's Miss Mary.
Hey, Allison. You ready to get spray tan?
I like tanning so I can get brown like Beyonce. I want to be this brown.
You want to be that brown? Well, let's see if we can do that for you. You want me to hold that up here while you go spray tan?
She said, I don't want to be peach, I want to be brown.
Ooh, armpit. What do you think?
Yeah, I want brown.
She gets her spray tan, she loves it, and she'll show it off. Look at me, I'm brown.
After the young girl finished her spray tan and saw her results, she wasn't pleased and wanted to be darker. Instead of her mother telling her daughter she's beautiful just the way she is, she then proceeded to say, well, if she wants to go another round before the pageant, I'd be more than happy to make that happen.
I'm not very brown. I want to do it soon again.
Yeah, so you can get browner? I don't know that we can get her to the shade that she wants to be, so I'll let her do it one more time before the pageant if she wants to.
Same as I would say for a young black girl who was aspiring to look like Shirley Temple is the same I would say for this young lady. An adorable little girl, but that was her mom's time to say, like I just said, you're beautiful the way you are. There was no reason to push your child to look a way that they're never going to look, whether you're black or white. So that was a bit cringy to me as well. And there are numerous of clips of the moms putting fake teeth on their daughters already growing in teeth. As we all know, we've all gone through that awkward phase of our teeth coming in, coming out, and we look a little crazy in the mouth, okay? But that's why it's important for your mother to tell you you're beautiful just the way you are. Instead, these mothers project insecurities on their daughters and give them flippers. And if you don't know what a flipper is, it's a fake set of teeth that is very common in the pageant world. And this is given to children because, like I said, children's teeth are constantly falling out and coming in, and their teeth might look a little funky, but that's just a part of growing up. Instead of just accepting the girls the way they are, moms decide to put flippers in their daughters' teeth, and then their daughters are looking at those teeth saying they want to look like that. That's giving them a false reality of what a little girl should look like, and instead they want to look like mini adults, which is not okay. And quite frankly, I don't even want to just judge the parents. I also want to say to the pageant world, like, this is your job to embrace beauty. And I understand glitz pageants is all about the glitz and the glamour, but there's a way for a young girl to still feel like a glamour princess and look good without them having to change their physical attributes. And let me track it right back to spray tans. Spray tans are extremely common. It's not just because this one little girl wants to look like Beyonce. These paler girls are getting spray tans to look more brown because we all know tan skin is considered the best skin, especially in certain cultures. But there is no reason why a 5-year-old, a 9-year-old, a 10-year-old, or any age as a child should be getting a spray tan. And of course, we have to talk about the intense makeup. These little girls are wearing full beat faces to the point they look like mini adults. Toddlers and Tiaras has this one moment where they always do a before and after, and these girls look like transformed people. And that's not saying that they weren't beautiful in the before, but they look so different because they look so grown up. I know little girls love to play in makeup. I love playing in makeup as a little girl, but there definitely has to be some form of baby steps within that process. A little bit of blush and a little bit of lip gloss is a way for your daughter to feel pretty but still look like herself, and constantly enforcing to her, yes, this is a little bit of makeup, but you look beautiful the way you did before. I know at Disney they have the bippity boppity boop little teeth party thing that the little girls can dress up as their favorite Disney princesses and wear a little bit of makeup, and that is fun, and it's to a certain extent. They're not wearing full beat faces. I don't think that's okay for any child. And even when it comes to acrylic nails, little girls love getting their nails done. I'm not going to say all, but some do. But there's no reason why a child should be wearing a full set of nails at 5 years old. I don't like that. You can do their nails, you can paint their nails, their real nails, without putting on acrylics, and especially when the little girls don't even like to wear them. And can we talk about the waxes? These little girls are getting eyebrow waxes when they barely have any hair on their face. There was one scene where a mother explained that her daughter actually had some skin ripped off while they were doing the wax, and she's terrified of getting waxes now, but her mother forces her to get waxes so that she can win the pageants, as if that's the most important factor of the pageants.
Do my eyebrows.
Okay, she's just gonna look at
Guess
them.
what I got for you?
don't do my
I got you a special
eyebrows.
prize. After we do your eyebrows, okay?
She had a bad experience with not Jessica, but another lady, to where the wax was way too hot and it actually ripped off her skin. So she's been kind of terrified ever since then.
Don't tear it. Don't tear it. Ah!
It's all done. It's all done.
No,
Hey,
you
it's all done.
tear it.
Yeah, but it's all done. See? Look how pretty it looks. That wasn't bad, was it?
Okay, lay back
Yes,
for me.
it
Way back.
was. No.
Just one more. I would like to say that beauty doesn't play a part in winning pageants, but they're called beauty pageants for a reason.
Don't tear it.
Maybe just a
Don't
second.
tear it. Ah!
Almost done.
She's done, honey.
You're all done. It's all done. Hey, you're all done. Normally, I would have just held her down and ripped it off.
It's as if the mothers are trying to make mini thumbs out of their children. And that goes into my next point. The mothers wanted more than their children. So what angers me the most is that I don't think any 3 or 4-year-old really wants to be in a pageant. Let's be real. Most kids want to roll in mud, want to play in a sandbox, and play on swings. They don't want to be in a pageant. That's not fun. There are multiple scenes of the children expressing discomfort, clearly not liking it, and then their mothers being the ones that are pouting and crying whenever their daughter doesn't win a certain title. And of course, you'll see the children crying as well if they don't win a title, but that's because their mothers are projecting that pain onto them. It's as if the moms are trying to convince themselves that their daughters really like what they're doing, and the moms are spending tens of thousands of dollars on these pageants when, no shade, when you see some of their homes, it's confusing why you're spending all that money on these pageants. I can understand if you're filthy rich, and even then you're still exploiting your child. I don't think when it comes to glitz pageants, anyone under 13 should be doing those pageants. But yes, I understand little girls like to play dress up. I understand little girls want to wear a little bit of makeup. And I understand that little girls like to paint their nails, but not to this extreme. More than half the time, the girls are screaming and crying and upset and throwing tantrums because they just don't want to be there. I mean, it should always be uncomfortable for a 4-year-old to have 900 bobby pins in her hair, makeup on her face, fake eyelashes, fake nails. All of that is uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable for adults. I'll never forget the first time I ever put lashes on. I was 13, I believe, 12 or 13, and it was for my cousin's sweet 16. And though I felt pretty with the lashes on, the lashes were so uncomfortable, and that's coming from a 12-year-old. Imagine for a 4-year-old how they feel. And let's throw it back to Honey Boo Boo. Back when she was doing pageants in the reign of her celebrity, her mother would give her so many pixie sticks so that she can just stay calm and have a lot of energy, and she called it pageant crack. And she'd also give her go-go juice, which was a mix of Mountain Dew and Red Bull. They don't even advise adults to drink a lot of Red Bull. And this was actually very common. If you watch all the episodes, the mothers would give their children so much candy just so they'd be happy and not complain and not cry and be content just to get through the competition. And if we're being real, if your child really enjoyed what they were doing, I don't think they would need to have pageant crack. The show overall just showed a multitude of reasons why it should have been canceled a lot earlier. The fact that it ran for 9 seasons is a bit concerning. The exploitation of children, the outright damaging beauty standards, the children clearly not liking the pageants, that and many reasons, all back to back, is why the show should have been canceled a long time ago. The controversy of the show is definitely warranted, and it's just a bunch of stage moms that are living through their children because they didn't get to do certain things that they wanted to do. And of course, I don't want to say it's all the moms, that's why I said a bunch of, but I just think the show's problematic, and the only time you really see the young girls enjoying it is when they're older. But I want to know what you guys think. What are your thoughts on Toddlers and Tiaras? Do you find it to be controversial? Do you think it's problematic? Let me know in the comments down below. Let's get the discussion going. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I will see you all in my very next video. Love you guys. Bye. Mwah.